Nicky obviously fancied him. He had his chance, but he wasn't as well fancied. He was workmanlike then winning it last year, so this is probably the first day he put in a proper performance.
I stand by this as well. I think this is as good a performance from any hurdle we've seen this season. I know subsequently Sam Crow hasn't exactly set the world alight, but...
Yeah, but Tisler's horse has done okay. I know he's had a wind up since, but...
Isn't that his fault? And that's not his fault either, is it? That Sam Crow, you know, at that time or early on in the season, everyone was lauding him as like the next world beater and everything. And so you've made him look average.
Yeah, no, for me that's been his best performance over hurdles. You know, without a doubt. So
and Defi obviously has got the choice. It sounds like for Philip Hobbs said this morning that he's going to go JLT.
Yeah, I'd say it's an open book, really.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. You know, there's no need to decide. They're both races of similar levels, you know, and I suppose you'd have to you presume the ground is going to be good to soft, but just if it comes up softer, maybe it's something to be reconsidered. So I'd say an open book for now.
Call me a fool if you want, but I just got it in my head that he's going to be better over a really strong 2 than he is over 2.5. I mean, he seems to stay, but I mean, I don't know.
I'd say he's versatile. It was 2.5 on very soft ground in Sandown, and that wasn't an issue. You know, and the pace he showed as a juvenile, he was dropped into in the Triumph, so he's not slow.
No.
No, he ticks both boxes.
Winning Epatante is obviously a very good horse. She won the other day at Exeter very nicely. What did you make of her?
Well, she did all she had to do in Exeter. Was only a box taking exercise, but she jumped really well. She was very good in Kempton. She was impressive there, but didn't jump as well. It was her first run, but she seemed to jump really well in Exeter. So no, she's a smart filly. Nicky is very keen on her, which is never a bad thing.
Does she strike you? Is she a speed horse? Is she a staying horse? What sort of...
She's form on soft ground in France. She's form on good ground now in England in Kempton. So I'd say she's versatile.
Another horse who's done tremendously well for you is Champ, who's got a sort of in some ways a bit of a strange profile in that he's an older, he's 7 now, you know, but you know his win at Newbury, you know, probably the strongest form in the race. Yeah,
rock solid. I'd suppose Battle Over Diane, Gordon's horse. He you know, he looks very good, you know, and he's the one we'd have to be watching there, really. You know, he's good, strong form, and he's a big chasing type, but you couldn't knock what Champ has done, and he won a handicap before that, which is never a bad thing to have that level of experience, but he battled really well in the Chala one, was going away at the line. Yeah, he's a horse who's got staying power, yet he's not slow, is he? No, he's not slow, and as I say, to have been as keen as he was in the handicap and still win it was a good reflection. One I want to, you want the but Sir Erec, what did you make of him? Oh, he was very good. You know, to make the run like that in Leopardstown, really professional, jump great, travelled, he's pace, you know, he ticks the box. He's rather surprised me, because normally those good flat horses... More times than not. Yeah, more times than not. They don't normally have the heart, do they? No, and you know, I don't know, do they get life so easy as juveniles that they don't take the rough and tumble of jumping, but he seems to, yeah, and he's still a full horse. Yeah. What do you make of the Gold Cup as a whole? I mean, not many people, given that he won the race last year, not many people seem to be with Native River for some reason. No, I know, yeah. And he ran well in the King George. You know, he stayed going because, you know, talk about horse for courses, that wouldn't be a course for him. So, no, he probably is the one to beat. You know, presenting Percy, it's hard to... There must have been something amiss, isn't there, with him? You'd imagine he's had some... It might be only minor issues, you know, so... He can obviously, he's obviously a brilliant trainer, though, Pat Kelly. Great trainer, so there's no doubt, yeah. But still, you know, he'd be a wizard if he can get him back for a Gold Cup. You know, against the opposition he's against, having not run over fences. You know, having not. It's a massive. It's such a tool. Well, it's hard to, you know, to justify him as favourite or to be at the head of the market. It's hard to see when you have such good horses competing regularly. You know, like Native River. You know, some of the other horses. OK Corral, does it look like he might run in the 4 miler or the? I'd imagine so. Derek, having ridden him in Warwick as well, you know, so he's the 4 miler would look. That's the route he's going. Because I mean, you won on him at first time in Plumpton. In Plumpton, yeah. And he won well. He won really well in Warwick then as well after that. So he's, you know, he seems to have taken well to fences. But the 4 mile is a good race too. Ballyward, Willie's horse, he put in a good performance in Nace in the grade 2. He looks a good, strong, staying type. He was 4th in the Albert Bartlett last year, just behind Corral. So it's a good line of form, and they're 2 smart horses.
Yeah. I don't know, but I just wonder, although I've tipped up OK Corral, but I just wonder whether he's almost, sounds stupid thing to say, almost too good for the 4 mile, or whether he'll travel.
Possibly. He put in a smart performance in Warwick, but he stayed like a lion from me in the Albert Bartlett last year. You know, he was running on. Through injury and hold up and whatnot, he's 9-year-old. So he was an 8-year-old last year in the Albert Bartlett. That age stood to him. So you'd imagine age will stand to him in a race like that over 4 mile.
But just some of the horses. Angel's Breath, what did you make of his run at Kempton?
He ran well to a point. So, you know, Kempton as well mightn't just be his favourite track. You know, without hiding with horses like that, but Kempton's such a sharp track, flat track. You know, it's a big difference then when you go to Cheltenham, you know, climbing those hills. You know, they play to a staying type horse's strength. So I'd say you'll see a sharper performance in Cheltenham, but whether that's good enough to win, I can't say, but he'll be better than that, I'm sure.
Now, the question we get everyone emailing in is, what's Barry's best chance of a winner at the meeting? So,
well, sure, I'd be very hopeful for Buveur D'Air, but I have a good solid book of rides, really good chances, without, I can say, a standout.
Yeah.
You know, they're fairly competitive races. Champ has a great chance, Epatante, obviously, Defi Du Seuil, Buveur D'Air, like they would be the main ones I'd be looking forward to.
But you think about it, you could easily, if everything was to go really well for you, you could easily be top jockey at the meeting, really.
In an ideal world.
Yeah, no, couldn't you? You think about it.
Yeah, but you need good rides, obviously, and you need luck, and, you know, things just to bounce right for you during the meeting.